I wore that watch since I was 10, passed down from some forgotten friend. It ticked through storms and wedding vows, through coffee cups and late night rows. But sometime past 11:43, it froze while she walked out on me. A watch that stopped the night she left. No reason why, no gears bereft. Just hands that chose to hold their place, like time refused to show its face. And though I wound it, begged and shook, it stayed right there like how she looked. A watch that stopped the night she left, still tied around my quiet chest. The second hand won't play along, like all the lines in our old song. And though the frame is scratched and worn, it beats more truth than I've ever sworn. I took it in, the man just said, this kind of thing won't fix what's dead. A watch that stopped the night she left, won't march ahead, won't mourn what's next. It's stuck in what I didn't say, between her keys and candlelight gray. And every time I check the time, it just reminds me she was mine. Some clocks are wound, some clocks are made to mark the nights we can't evade. And when they break, it isn't chance, it's fate refusing one more dance. A watch that stopped the night she left, still marks the loss I can't accept. It sits in drawers and midnight thoughts, among receipts and coffee spots. And though the world has moved ahead, it keeps the hour I last bled. A watch that stopped the night she left, still ticks in all I never said. I wrote you lines with trembling hands, from motel desks and borderlands, stamped each thought with quiet grace, and prayed you'd read my messy place. But they came back one by one, marked return and under dome. wrongs and truths we never spoke. I sealed regret behind my name, but you just sent it back the same. You didn't burn, you didn't cry, just sent it like you walked on by. Letters returned unopened, like ghosts without a face. No tears, stains, or erasures, just the coldness of your grace. No note inside that said I'm fine, no scribbled lines or sign, just letters returned unopened, and a love that's out of time. They say that words can bridge the space, but not when they're refused a place. And now my thoughts live in a pile, stamped unbroken, out of style. The letters returned unopened now live in my top drawer, still folded with the hope I had when I slipped them past your door. And maybe one day you'll unfold the things I never could withhold. Till then, they rest unopened, like the heart you once controlled. The static cleared around track 2. Then came a laugh I thought I knew, a whispered line about the rain, and I swear it pulled me back again. It wasn't her, or so I guessed, but it hit like something half confessed. A voice on the radio that sounds like her, like wind inside a weathered blur. It said, "This one's for the hearts that ache," and I forgot which path to take. She's not a DJ, not a star, but I'd follow that sound wherever you are. A voice on the radio that sounds like her. Turn my steering wheel into a blur. She spoke between two country songs about lovers lost and holding on. The way she said, "I miss the fall," felt just like our old porch and walls. I tried to catch the station's name, but the signal slipped like blame. A voice on the radio that sounds like her, like dreams that drift but don't occur. It filled the car with warmth and sting, like late July and wedding rings. No last name said, no channel shown, just airwaves echoing alone. A voice on the radio that sounds like her still haunts the places we prefer. it's just the dark and wind, or the way some wounds don't ever mend. But every time that station plays, I pray her ghost has more to say. A voice on the radio that sounds like her still turns my nights to yes and word. It plays like fade with perfect tone and leaves me reaching toward the phone. But no one's there, just whisper sound, still circling that haunted round. A voice on the radio.
I changed the bulb last New Year's Eve, though no one said they planned to leave. You packed one bag, you shut the door, but left your sweater near the floor. I swept the step, I made the bed, but didn't touch the words you said. And the porch light stayed on through every dusk, through every dawn, like some small flame that won't give in, still shining where you might have been. Neighbors asked if you'd return. I just smiled and let it burn. The porch light stayed on, even when all else was gone. The dog still waits at 10:30, like you might round that bend again. The swing still creaks when no one sits, like memory tugging at its bits. I almost turned it off one night, but couldn't make that feel quite right. So the porch light stayed on, like a stubborn, quiet song. No calendar said goodbyes, just shadows painted in disguise. I read your note, I knew it true, but light don't know what hearts still do. The porch light stayed on, like someone who still hopes for you. They say some lights are just for show, but some are love that doesn't know how to dim or say it's done, even when it's lost the sun. And the porch light stayed on long after all signs had withdrawn. It never asked for reason why, it only knew how not to die. And if you ever pass this place, that little bulb will know your face. The porch light stayed on, like the part of me that never moved on. sell notepads, folded lines between the good and bad. Your name in ink, your laughing rhyme, a second chance that missed its time. I kept it hidden in my coat, the weight of every word I wrote. It's the note I never sent, full of things I might have meant, 1,000 truths I never spoke, in sentences that nearly broke. No address, no final page, just thoughts that couldn't leave the cage. The note I never sent still burns without a vent. It had your song, it had your storm, it kept my side of love still warm. I crossed out lines, I wrote too fast, like I still love you from the past. I signed it once, then changed my name, afraid you'd read it just the same. It's the note I never sent, a quiet scream, a last lament. It said too much, not enough, like half a dance, like broken stuff. You wouldn't know what it could mean, but in my hands it still felt clean. The note I never sent was where my silence went. I thought of mailing it each spring, but some confessions clip their wings. And though I moved and let you go, the paper stays beneath my soul. Ooh. It's the note I never sent, not for lack of will or punishment, but some truths die too slow to speak, and bloom in ink but never leak. So if one day you wonder why no love was there, it just passed by. In the note I never sent, still folded where I meant. It hung behind the kitchen door, worn at the cuffs, a little torn. I didn't buy it, wasn't new. It smelled like rain and distant you. I think she left it late last fall, or maybe no one came at all. The jacket that wasn't mine, but fit like something by design. It held the shape of someone's grace, a ghost stitched deep in every trace. I wore it once on colder nights, felt her leaving in the lights. The jacket that wasn't mine still held the weight of some goodbye. There's lipstick stain on collar thread, song tag I had never read. It's not my color, not my size, but still it hides me from the skies. I asked around, but no one knew who left their past in woven blue. The jacket that wasn't mine became my shelter over time. I wore it like a borrowed fate, too warm to leave, too late to wait. And though it's torn, I patch with care, a thing not mine but always there. The jacket that wasn't mine now feels more mine than things I find. We keep what strangers leave behind and make it part of our own kind, like stories found in thrift store sleeves or names forgotten by the leaves. The jacket that wasn't mine still hangs where time forgot the line between what's given, what's been lost, and what we wear despite the cost. I'll keep it clean, I'll keep it near, until her memory disappears. The jacket that wasn't mine now fits me just like old design.
She hated highways, hated rain, said leaving towns just felt like shame. She liked her coffee near the stove, her music soft, her footsteps slow. But yesterday the tank was full, and all her doubts turned quiet dumb. She never drove this far, never chased a dying star. The map untouched, the tires clean, but now they hum like in a dream. No breadcrumb trail, no backward glance, just one last key, one final chance. She never drove this far, but now she's miles beyond my heart. She used to freeze at yellow lights and turn around on stormy nights. Said bridges scared her to the bone, but now she drives and drives alone. No phone call sent, no station played, just open roads and love mislaid. She never drove this far, never passed the county bar. She left her coat, her favorite cup, but took the will to not give up. And though her past was filled with stay, she found the nerve to look away. She never drove this far until the day she broke apart. pushed the door ajar. But freedom comes with wind and speed, and sometimes fear is what we need. So if you see a car pass by with tear-drenched eyes beneath the sky, she never drove this far, but now she knows how far scars are. Sheets don't crease the way they used. No pillow leans like once they mused. Your side is cold, the scent is gone. Just cotton ghost where dreams held on. I lay the same but somehow still. The bed no longer bends to will. The bed forgot our shape, like sand that smoothed the castle's drape. Like how a song fades in a refrain, once sung now lost in window pane. It used to cup where you would curl, but now it's just a stranger's world. The bed forgot our shape, like time erased the place we draped. The headboard creaks but not in tune. It used to hum like late June moon. The blanket falls without your side, like silence learning where to hide. And I still reach at 2 a.m., but shadows don't remember them. The bed forgot our shape, no hollow left for hearts to drape. The mattress stiff from too much still, where once we rolled, now no such thrill. I try to dream in spots you knew, but sleep avoids the shape of you. The bed forgot our shape, and in its form I feel escape. Some spaces hold, some slowly fade, like names the morning light betrayed. And even softness grows unkind when left too long by love's design. The bed forgot our shape, no curve, no dip, no shared escape. Just linen smooth by weeks alone, and whispers stitched in undertone. I lay beside what once was us, now just a frame collecting dust. The bed forgot our shape, but I still ache where you would drape. We used to talk till candles died. then sat in stillness, side by side. No need for questions, no replies. The room was full of unsaid whys. But in that hush, your fingers moved, a kind of grace that silence proved, and all that silence understood. The way we hurt, the way we could. It knew our joy, it knew our scars. It kept our secrets safe in jars. No need for vows, no carved out script, just breaths between the love we sipped. All that silence understood, more than our speaking ever could. You'd pour the tea, I'd hum a tune. We'd let the day dissolve too soon. The ticking clock became our verse, a language calm, both gift and curse. And when you wept, you didn't say, but silence held you anyway. And all that silence understood, the pull, the push, the barely good. It hurt our dreams before we spoke. It mended hearts before they broke. We never needed grand declare, just one still gaze, just being there. All that silence understood and stayed when no one else withstood. Now you are gone, the rooms remain, but silence echoes soft with pain. Yet still it knows the shape you left and cradles me in what was kept. And all that silence understood still walks me through this empty wood. No words to sum, no song to play, just quiet that won't walk away. It loved us well, it holds me still. The quiet ache, the gentle will, all that silence. She wore her scarves like fading light, spoke soft as wind before the night. Her laugh would echo through the trees, then vanish with October's breeze. She came when summer lost its heat, with boots and books and cold swept street. She only loved me in fall, when amber leaves began to call, when sweaters clung and cider steamed, and hearts were less than what they seemed. She'd hold me close, then start to fade, like colors dying in the shade. She only loved me in fall, and left before the first snowball. We traced our names in window glass, watched golden days too quickly pass. She hummed old songs of rolling hills, then paused before the fire chills. I begged the sun to stretch its stay, but seasons don't delay their way. She only loved me in fall, when shadows danced along the wall, when pumpkins smiled and boots kicked leaves. But love, like trees, has times it grieves. She'd say, I'm not the winter kind, then kiss me once and slip the bind. She only loved me in fall, like stories meant to be so small. Now every year when cold winds chase, I seek her smile in strangers' face, but none remain. They drift like rain, while I still wait for her refrain. She only loved me in fall, a whispered truth of golden sprawl. She never stayed beyond the frost, yet somehow still I count her lost. And though the years have shared her sound, I hear her crunching leaves around. She only loved me in fall, and maybe that's not love at all. We sat across the coffee steam, like strangers drifting in a dream. Your eyes were kind, but looking through, as if I wasn't still your you. We reached for spoons, not hearts this time, and every touch missed once rhymed lines. Our hands forgot the whole, the way we fit when nights grew cold, the way your thumb would find my palm, like lighthouse beams through every calm. Now fingers brush like foreign skin, no stories shared beneath the chin. Our hands forgot the whole, like songs that time refused to mold. The couch still creaks where we once curled, but space has widened in our world. You tie your hair, I stir the tea, and neither moves toward what could be. The fire burns but gives no glow, just heat without the heart we know. Our hands forgot the whole, the cradle where our warmth once rolled. Now every hug feels like a poem, left out, no knot, no sound. No final cry, no slam shut door. Just silence where we held before. Our hands forgot the hold, like winter's growing tired and old. No blame to name, no fault to claim, just love that lost its sense of flame. So now we sleep an inch apart, still counting beats of distance.
You lit a smoke with shaky hands. I drove us through forgotten lands. The road ahead, the past behind. We didn't speak what crossed our minds. Two shadows riding dusk and fate, with empty maps and heavy weight. We shared the same escape. No plan, no end, no chosen shape. Just miles that blurred our yesterdays, and motel sheets and borrowed haze. We kissed like fugitives from truth, love born of fire, not of proof. We shared the same escape, but not the same way back to safe. The diners knew us by no name. We played our roles inside the flame. I held your hand, neon glow, but never asked where you might go. We weren't in love, we were away from all we couldn't seem to say. We shared the same escape, like songs that never found their tape. We clung like branches in the stream, not for the root, but for the dream. Your eyes said stay, your steps said run. By morning you were chasing sun. We shared the same escape, but love was never meant to drape. Like ours don't land, just float on wind, not place or plan. We weren't a home, we were a door to what we couldn't take no more. We shared the same escape, no vows, no fence, no boundless cape. We burned too bright to leave a trace, just tired tracks and empty space. And though I dream of you some nights, it's not a love but shared mid-flights. We shared the same escape and vanished like vanishing shape. I found the frame behind the chair,
still gathering the softened air. Your face was there but dim, not gone, like dreams we lose by waking dawn. The edges bled, the colors waned, like even time had grown ashamed. The picture blurred itself, without a hand, without a shelf. No coffee spill, no Rain Street glass, just love retreating from the past. Your smile once lit the paper skies, now lives in shades my heart denies. The picture blurred itself, as if forgetting was its stealth. Your shoulder touched a younger me, two silhouettes we used to be. I swore I'd guard that silver gleam, but silver tarnished every dream. No fire, no flood, no hand to blame, just slow decay without a name. The picture blurred itself, like whispers folded back to self. No sunlight touched it wrong or wild, it simply faded mile by mile. I stared to force your face to stay, but eyes can't will what time won't wait. The picture blurred itself and took you gently off the shelf. Some say a photo holds us tight, but memory bends away from light. It chooses what the heart can bear and erases what is no longer there. The picture blurred itself, like you walked out in quiet stealth. No creased goodbye, no scribbled line, just ink that chose to not align. And now that frame holds only haze, a ghost of love in gentle grace. The picture blurred itself and left me staring at myself. I was driving down old Highway 9. The sun was low, the light was fine. I flipped the dial just out a road, then caught a chord you used to quote. That melody, it knew our names. The chorus sparked forgotten flames. Half a song on the radio took me back too long ago, when you would hum and tap the dash with laughter soft as summer ash. But static cut the final line and left me stranded took to let you show. I pulled aside, let the wheels breathe, as memory curled like fallen leaves. You sang that verse in morning's light, still in my shirt from yesterday's night. It wasn't much, it wasn't planned, but God, you fit just right in hand. Half a song on the radio was more than silence ever showed. It filled the seat you used to claim and whispered pieces of your name, but then it faded soft and slow, like love that doesn't wanna go. Half a song on the radio, and suddenly I missed you so. They say the past don't play rewind, but music cheats the rules of time. One minor key, one lyric low, and you return with all you know. Half a song on the radio, let me feel what I let go. No photo frame, no handwritten line can make. You stirred your tea, I stirred my doubts. The words came slow, then wandered out. You asked me how the garden grew. I lied and said, just fine like you. Your smile was soft, your eyes were thin. We talk like rain on rusted tin. We talked like rain on tin, no deeper than the surface skin. Each syllable a drop, not storm. Too cold to heal, too dry to warm. You laughed, but not the way you used, and I replied with half refused. We talk like rain on tin, and never let the real begin. The lamp between us hummed its song, while both of us just played along. You spoke of work, I spoke of sleep, but neither touched what lies too deep. The roof above caught all the sound, but couldn't hold what can't be found. We talk like rain on tin, just echoes from the place we've been. No questions sharp, no answers brave, just words to pass, not love to save. You looked away, I watched the floor as if it held what we came for. We talked like rain on tin, and left the rest to fade within. Some silences speak more than speech, but ours just stay too far to reach, like too faint for light. We talk like rain on tin, a melody we'd once begin, but time had bent the notes too low, and we forgot the chords we know. You stood to leave, I didn't stand, just let the moment slip like sand. We talked like rain on tin, and vanished in that quiet din. I remember how she lit the room. Her voice would chase away the gloom, but now it's just a softer shade of something warm that's slowly frayed. I close my eyes, I try to hear, but laughter won't come anywhere. I forgot the way she laughed, like losing part of photograph. The edges blur, the tone won't land, like holding smoke with empty hands. I once replayed it every night. Now echoes fade beyond my sight. I forgot the way she laughed, and that's the part that hurts the half. I still recall the way she cried, the silence when we let it slide, the joy, the sound that made her hers, now lost inside the time that blurs. I'd trade the words we left unsaid to hear her laugh again instead. I forgot the way she laughed. No tape, no trace, no aftermath, just silence where the music played, and shadows where the light once stayed. I hum old tunes we used to share, but none can bring her laughter there. I forgot the way she laughed, and it's a grief I never grasped. Some say the heart remembers true, but even hearts can lose their hue, and what remains we cling to tight until it slips into the night. I forgot the way she laughed, but not the way she left her scar, or how she danced across the floor that made her mine. The sky pretended it was blue, as if it didn't miss her too. The sun came out but looked away. It didn't warm me much that day. The wind wore spring like Sunday clothes, but carried silence no one chose. The sky pretended it was blue, but I could see the aching through. It painted light on every tree, while shadows whispered back to me. And though the clouds were white and slow, they held a grief they didn't show. The sky pretended it was blue, just like I used to, loving you. Loving you. The neighbors smiled like morning news. The birds rehearsed their happy cues, but underneath their scripted grace was something cracked they couldn't face. I walked alone beneath the hue of something false and far from true. The sky pretended it was blue, a shade she'd always walk into. She'd laugh and lift her face to light, but now that color stings too bright. I almost waved into the air, but knew full well she wasn't there. The sky pretended it was blue, and I pretended I moved through. It's funny how the world puts on its makeup just to carry on, while hearts like mine are out of tune, still stuck inside a colder June. The sky pretended it was blue, like postcards sent but never do. It offered hope in vain disguise to blind the tears beneath my eyes. And though it shines, it doesn't mend, for skies don't break and hearts don't bend. The sky pretended it was blue, and I still miss her through and through. The clock had stopped at 2:03. The moon hung low behind the tree. No cars, no wind, no shifting floor, just shadows stretching from the door. I sat alone, the house asleep, when something stirred inside too deep. I found her in the quietest hour. No voice, no shape, no scented flower. Just presence like a softened breath, too whole for ghosts, too still for death. She touched the edge of who I am, and suddenly I gave a damn. I found her in the quietest hour, and time stood still to grant its power. The light was off, the air was cold, but in that hush, her hands took hold. She didn't speak, she didn't move, yet every ache began to soothe. Sat where once her pillow lay, and smiled like dawn in muted gray. I found her in the quietest hour, not flesh or bone, but blooming flower. That hung beneath my skin like lullabies from deep within. No photograph, no trace to find, just echo dancing through my mind. I found her in the quietest hour. When grief gave grace a final bower, some love returns not in the day, but when the world has stepped away. When silence hums its sacred song, she comes to prove she's never gone. I found her in the quietest. The room was still, no clock would tick. The light was low, the shadows thick, but somehow she was in the air, not seen, not touched, but always there. The quiet curved the way she stood, a silent echo made of wood. Even silence knows her shape, the way she leaned, the way she draped. Her sweater hung like breath on glass, still frozen in the time we passed. No sound, no voice, no falling rain, yet everything still speaks her name. Even silence knows her shape, like grief that doesn't try escape. The hallway hums her parting steps, the floor still keeps where last I reach for words, they won't arrive. Just stillness learning to survive. Her name's not said, her song's not played, but every hush holds what she weighed. Even silence knows her shape, like hands that never quite ungrape. She's carved in pauses, steeped in hush, and every dusk and coffee rush. I speak to space, the air replies with all the ways she never dies. Even silence knows her shape. The outline loss can never scrape. They said that time would clean the glass, that silence fades like seasons pass. But I have found in every calm, she lingers more than memories born. Even silence knows her shape. Where candles flicker, hearts reshape. Where nothing moves, and yet
She walked away with morning light, with every shade of blue in sight. The clouds stood still to let her pass, while I just watched through fogged up glass. She didn't cry, she didn't turn, just left with all the sun I'd earned. She took the sky, I took the rain. She wore the breeze, I held the pain. She drifted off in painted hues, I stood beneath in soggy shoes. And though the world kept turning through, it split in gray and baby blue. She took the sky, I took the rain, two halves of one unspoken strain. She hummed a tune the wind would keep, while I sang low, too drenched to sleep. Her footprints vanished with the breeze, mine puddled deep beneath the trees. She flew where summer dares to go, I stayed where only cold things grow. She took the sky, I took the rain. She chased the clouds, I kissed the pain. The thunder never said her name, but echoed softly, just the same. And every time the lightning strikes, it flickers in the parting lights. She took the sky, I took the rain, and neither side can quite explain. Maybe
took the rain. Two stories split from one refrain. And though I wish we shared the air, some hearts are just not built to pair. So when it storms, I sing her name and let the drops recall the flame. She took the sky, I took the We talked in circles, sharp and wide, but never crossed the words inside. You asked me if the rain would stay. I said it's just another day. But in your eyes a storm was caught, and every word I should have brought, all that stayed silent, the weight we didn't fight hung heavier than all we said. Between the tears we left unshed, no blame, no violence, just all that stayed silent now echoes louder in my head. You traced the edge of your old cup, and I looked down, just giving up. The clock kept time, but not the heart. We let the moment fall apart. And now the room, it holds the sound of all we didn't speak aloud. All that stayed silent still lingers every night, like whispers pressed into the walls, or footsteps soft in empty halls. No fight, no tyrant, just all that stayed silent. And now it speaks when darkness falls. Some love dies not in fire, but in the hush of lost desire. No slamming doors, no last goodbyes, just quiet truths we left to lie. Stayed silent is all I can recite. The looks, the sighs, the shifting eyes, the space between our last replies. So calm, so silent, but all that stayed was a riot, and I still hear it every night. She walked like wind across the street, with shadows dancing at her feet, her eyes fixed on a sky so wide. She never once looked to the side. I called her name, she didn't flinch. Her grip on freedom wouldn't pinch. She never looked down, not once, not then. She chased the stars past every end. And I stood still with open hands while she drew maps in different lands. No plea, no frown, she never looked down, and I was just the ground she passed. face the dawn, as if the night was just a yawn. I begged the moment not to go, but she was built to always flow, like rivers running past their source. She never questioned love or course. She never looked down. No tears, no weight. She never feared a closing gate. She wore the wind like it was hers and left me dressed in softer slurs. No crown, no gown. She never looked down, and I just watched her hesitate, but never break. Some hearts aren't meant for staying. They bloom then go, no delaying. I was the pause, she was the race. I memorized her vanishing grace. She never looked down, just forward, far. She lit her path with morning star. And though I stayed in place too long, she gave me something strong and gone. No chain, no noun. She never looked down, and I still live beneath her song. I didn't fight the silent room. The air had carved a kind of tune, but not for death, not grief too loud, just space where she no longer bowed. I sat and let the daylight fade, felt the shape that silence made. The quiet took me like rain takes stone, not with a crash, but slow and known. It didn't ask, it didn't plead, it just became the way to be. No voice, no key. Quiet took me, and there somehow she stayed with me. I found her breath in stillborn hours, in dust that danced on window flowers. She wasn't gone, she wasn't near. She lived in pause, not sound or tear. And every sigh I used to stall now answered like a ghosted call. The quiet took me with patient hands. No tide, no storm, no bold just hush where memories unfold, like paper thoughts too soft to hold. No need to flee. The quiet took me and wrapped her name around my sleep. The quiet took me, and I gave in. Not loss, not lack, but soft within. I closed the door, turned off the light, and found her there without a fight. No need to see. The quiet took me and made her absence feel complete.
She didn't slam a door that day. No suitcase packed, no words to say. She simply leaned into the gray and slowly let the world decay. No footsteps fading down the street, just silence curling at her feet. The way she vanished was quiet as a sigh. No storm, no scream, no reason why. Just empty cups and blinking lights that dimmed across our final nights. No flame, no ashes. The way she vanished was softer than goodbye. I spoke, but she was miles inside, like talking to a changing tide. Her laughter thinned, her glances flew to corners I no longer knew. And every time I reached her face, she'd melt into another place. The way she vanished was nothing like the films. No tears, no chase, no hallway limbs. Just air that slowly lost her scent, and echoes of where hours went. No crash, no damage. The way she vanished left only things I never meant. Some hearts don't leave, they fade to mist in spaces once they used to kiss. They blur the edge of love and gone until you blink, and they are none. The way she vanished still plays in quiet rooms, where shadows sweep with phantom brooms.